Scorpio, the guides wrangled me in to do this reading, so maybe something important. I hope that everybody's doing well. If you are new to the channel, my name is Gabriella. I'm very happy to meet you here. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm using the Lunisomnia deck, if anyone cares to know. Let me see if I can get an image in case anyone wants to see. Also, for anyone new, I channel as well as read the cards, interpret the cards intuitively. Okay. For some of you, you may be meeting someone at a particular location, working with someone. It looks like there's some pressure, responsibility being put on you. Maybe you feel like too much pressure or responsibility for something. Like you could be working with other people and feel like all of the responsibility is being put on you right now. It's like everybody's looking to you right now, Scorpio. And maybe you're like trying to find your way through that. It looks like you have a lot of ideas and a lot of what you want to express, but maybe you feel like it's kind of stuck or like it's not going anywhere. What I'm feeling intuitively is that like you may be finding it hard to like work with other people or collaborate with other people or like exchange energy because you feel like they're not like on your level, or maybe not making as much of an effort as you are, or you're like, where's the shared responsibility? Why is this all being laid on me? Because you're a good leader, Scorpio. But yeah, maybe something that needs to be voiced even. Yeah, some type of relationship is really stressing you out. This can be like a work relationship, a personal relationship, a romantic relationship, a platonic relationship. Because of this like offset of power and responsibility, there's a sense of like not feeling connected to something or someone you had been feeling connected with before. It's like maybe it feels like more work now rather than it being like fun and passionate, and that can feel a bit disheartening. It's like, where's the connection? Like, why'd everything get so like serious and business oriented? Maybe you're just also feeling stressed out by like responsibilities in general even. You're gonna make it through. It seems like you exchanging energy with this person or working with this person, it's just a bit of a challenge right now. You may also be working with some difficult personalities. It's like maybe people that even like overexert themselves in a certain way. And maybe you feel like it doesn't really blend in with your style, but I'm seeing like you taking matters into your own hands is going to change the direction of how things go. And it's definitely going to have an impact on your stress level as well. Look at you. Pay attention to yourself. Here you are. You may have some type of like ritual that helps you with stress. This can be like a routine, some type of self-care, a ritual that is a stress relieving ritual. Could do something with like candles, water, something esoteric even. Some type of creative outlet. For some of you, I'm seeing that, what is that? You know when there's like a pendant on a string? For some reason, the practice is escaping me right now, and the like pendant moves in different directions. I'm seeing someone doing that here. Something with energy work. Is that part of Reiki? I'm seeing a lot of big changes for you, Scorpio. So, it seems like you're kind of at the will of the universe right now, and there's something that happened that you feel like you've been maybe like emotionally let down a little bit, or you were feeling connected to something and now feeling like that connection isn't really there, like maybe in the way that it had began. There's a sense of, I'm hearing longing, maybe feeling regretful about the way, the direction that a relationship went in, because there's a sense of like wishing that things had been differently or gone differently, or wishing that something didn't happen or that it did happen. It just seems like whatever happened in reality was like not in alignment with what you wanted or what you expected, and now there's a sense of like feeling affected by this. So it seems like some interpersonal relationship or connection that you have maybe like affecting other areas of your life now, connecting it with the Five of Pentacles here. So maybe you're like, maybe I don't want to invest in this anymore, or I don't want to give my time and energy to this anymore. Maybe you feel like you put a lot of energy or effort into something and it didn't pay off for you in the way that you hoped that it would. Definitely a big sense of like disappointment. I'm hearing longing again. You may feel like this is kind of taxing emotionally. For some reason, it seems like you were willing and able and showing up and wanting to put in the energy and the effort, and it just seems like someone is not showing up. 8:44 on the time when I looked up, changing over to 8:45. Yeah. Then I'm seeing like something is changing because of that. This is like one of those moments where you feel a really strong connection with someone, or like things are going well, and then all of a sudden like something shifts or something changes, and it's like maybe you're trying to connect with someone and then you don't talk to them unless you're the one reaching out, or unless you're the one planning things, or unless you're taking control of a situation, and you're like, I wanted more of like a shared responsibility, or like more of a partnership, and it doesn't feel like a partnership. It feels like you're here showing up and that like the other person is kind of just taking your lead. So it's like, do you really have no preferences? Would you really just go anywhere that like I want to go in the relationship? And there's a sense of like feeling like someone is maybe not being transparent about their preferences, or maybe you feel like they're not being as present with you, or they're not putting as much energy into this, or that they don't care as much. Yeah, it just seems like something went differently than you thought that it would at the end of the day, and there's a sense of like feeling poorly because of that, because of like the time and energy that you invested in already. Hmm. Maybe you're also trying to look on the bright side of this. Reconnect with your friends, your support system. Yeah, for some of you, you may even be feeling a little bit lonely. I'm seeing 3 be such a big theme here. Like, we started off with the 3 of Pentacles. In the pre-shuffle, I was seeing 3s. Now I'm seeing a 3, the world, and another 3 here. If you had been putting a lot of like focus and time into like just a relationship between you and another person, you may be now shifting your perspective to like people that you're friends with, or like even platonic relationships, or relationships that are more than just like you and another person. So like friends, family, wherever it is that you find your support, some type of community, even maybe even developing some sort of community. I'm also hearing source. Yeah, because there may be a problem that you were facing and you were trying to get someone to help you, and this person was not about it. And so you changing over like who you're trying to get support from right now is going to help you, because it seems like before you were in a place where it's like you're expecting somebody to be a teammate or to do teamwork with them in some sort of way, and that was not happening. And it seems like when you like switch up the energy of who you're around, people come through and they help you out. It looks like you may be organizing people, even getting people to come together. There's timing at play here, I'm also seeing, and I'm getting that there is a chapter that's going to be closing out for you too, which means that a new chapter is going to be beginning. It seems too like you're getting better at handling emotional stress, feeling everything and figuring out how to channel that, how to work that, how to be present to what it is that you're feeling. Maybe also how to express that and how to get connected and not be disheartened just because somebody didn't show up in the way that you wanted them to. So it's about like going through something where maybe you were disappointed, and not like allowing that to be an excuse for you to close yourself off. There's a sense of like still wanting to be open, even though like it feels very difficult and heavy to carry. There's a sense of like wanting to still feel everything, even though it may feel like a lot. And it seems like your threshold is like broadening when it comes to like what you can even bear, especially in your close relationships. Wow, so this feels like a really developed energy that's happening too, because it's like you may have felt like hurt or disappointed or let down, or like someone didn't meet your expectations, and rather than like being like vengeful or spiteful or like closing yourself off, which just ends up like hurting you, there's a sense of being like, you know what, I'm gonna stay open regardless, which is like such a feat in itself. Especially with how like strong Scorpio energy is too. Like I feel like Pluto is one of the most difficult things for us to handle within our birth charts. I know I have a lot of Pluto in my birth chart, and there's a sense of like when things don't go the way you want to, like turning dark because of that, and like closing it off and like figuring out how you can like manipulate a situation or get it to go in the way that you want to. But there's a sense here of like acceptance and being like, you know what, I do feel a lot and it's okay that I feel a lot. And I'm seeing it just be like a lot emotionally is coming through for you and it feels very heavy to carry, but there's a sense of like not backing down from this, of like not letting it close you off, of like working so hard to get to that place of like healing and openness and to still stay within that energy even though you're going through something emotionally like impactful and difficult right now. And it's something that's just going to make you stronger. Yeah, I feel too like something didn't work out and you're like, okay, it didn't work out and it's time to move on from it. You may still be having a little bit of difficulty when it comes to the transition, but I'm seeing it's going to happen. It's just about you setting your mind to do this. Still struggling a little bit. It looks like you're still deciding on what you want. So maybe still deciding what you want to commit to as far as like your personal journey, who you want to be involved with, if you still want to entertain this connection or if you're like gonna actually move on fully and get a clean break from someone. There's a sense of like kind of wanting to do this because something has like let you down enough for it to be recognized, but you may kind of feel like weary of moving on for some reason. Maybe because you've developed an emotional attachment to someone. So there's a sense of being like, is this all it is and I'm meant to move on from this, or is this something I'm meant to stick around with, stick around for and work through? I'm being really drawn to the fingers on the Five of Pentacles, maybe something specific with like somebody's hands or their fingers. You may feel right now like there's a little bit of a barrier between like where you are and where you want to be, but it seems like this is something going on internally, and as soon as you like find your way through that, you're going to be able to move exactly where you want to move. So in other words, it seems like it's just something between you and yourself that you need to work through in order to get where you want to go. Like um I'm not seeing it so much be outward circumstances. It feels like something internally that's going on more so. I'm hearing that it's about making up your mind. You could also be trying to open yourself up to new experiences as well, but part of you is like, ooh, that feels uncomfortable, or I don't know about that. But part of you is trying to be open to this. Maybe like something completely new that you feel a little bit uncomfortable with just because it's new territory or it's unfamiliar. I think this is also about you checking in with yourself and being like, is what I want like healthy, or is this connection healthy for me, or is this something that's out of balance, and checking in with yourself, or am I doing something that's out of balance, or is this in alignment for me? And that's always a personal question because it's different for each of us. So zodiac wise, I'm looking at Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus here. It's interesting too, like the way that the cards reflect, also the way that the zodiacs reflect what's going on, because Jupiter is like, you want to expand and you want to break out and you want to go here and there and like make things larger than life, and learning more and new experiences and stuff like that. And Saturn is like, you want to close yourself down. You don't want to like try new things. You may like be holding yourself back from certain stuff, or you may feel like you need to put in work and you can't have fun, stuff like that. Things that like make you feel kind of like closed off and restricted. And then with the Uranus energy, it's like, try something new, do something different, like be weird, do something that feels authentic to you, even if other people aren't doing that or they don't like that or that's not normal in society. And so it seems like there are all these different energies kind of pinging off of each other for you right now, and you're like trying to like wade your way through it while still like remaining open to the experience. And like checking yourself in your intention space as well with what you want to and what you're striving for, and understanding too how that's going to relate to your sense of satisfaction. Because if we're reaching for things that are like superficial or out of balance, they're going to be very short-lived and you're not going to get what you want at the end of the day, and then it's going to be like on to the next thing. Or if you're looking for something that's like deeper and has that sense of depth and connection that you're looking for, it may be a more difficult path, but it's going to be worth it to you at the end of the day, because ultimately it's going to be like something worth holding on to. So a lot is definitely in question right now. It seems like a lot of movement, a lot of like internal stuff that you're working through as well. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.